Hello from beautifully sunny Pakefield. It's now the end of March. We're on British summertime, and the way the sun is shining, that is quite like summertime. So, absolutely wonderful afternoon. Bit of a breeze. Time's now 5:15. Time now is 3:15. Just put the first casts out with the 3-hook flapper and a 3-hook with paternosters with the wire booms on, just to see whether there's any difference. The booms or the snoods are exactly the same length, exactly the same hook patterns. Top two on Cox and Royal scratching hook size 2, and the 2 bottom hooks are both size 2. What are they called? Circle hooks. That's it. Size 2 circle hooks. Cracking up here. So I've just put them out. Like I say, 3:15. Just gone high tide, so going to be fishing the tide down. So we'll see what we've got. Plan is maybe later on, depending on how good things are, is to swap over. I've got just 4 big fish baits to use up. So case of, do I take one of those rods off and put a pulley panel on, or do I get a 3rd rod which I've got with me and use that with the large baits, and then just fish all 3. We'll have to see maybe how busy it is, but we'll see. Nothing as yet. They've only been in 5 minutes, so I'll finish setting up. I'll get my stove out, get that sorted out, so I can maybe have a cup of tea. I think might be a good idea now. But it is a beautiful day, like I say, in a very sunny Pakefield, just near Lowestoft. Never been here before, so don't really know what to expect. There is a couple of people fishing that way down the beach. Just had some whiting. There have been some decent sizes, but nothing apart from that. Hopefully where I am is not snaggy, because they do say it is a bit snaggy here at Pakefield, but talking to the other anglers here, they say where I am here should be alright, but there's never a guarantee of that, so we'll have to just keep an eye on it. Really hope that isn't snaggy, because once I set up I don't really want to have to move again, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. So, like I say, next thing, get the stove out, make a cup of tea. Right, rigs for today are, I've got 2 3-hook rigs. This one has got wire booms on it. Let's see, just with some lugworm on. They're J hooks, but actually Cox and Royal size 2 scratching hooks, which I'll show you a photo of. And then on the bottom, I've got another lugworm, and it's on a size 2 circle hook. Just want to see how that hooks up, whether that hooks up any better. Be nice if it did. Swinging about here in the wind, because it's quite windy here at the minute. So got 2 up, 1 for it, 1 down, all with wire booms on. Right, the second rig is just a straightforward 3-hook flapper. Again, exactly the same hooks as on the other one. Size 2 circle hook on the bottom with a lug. Both have got the yellow, I think they're 150 gram weights. And then lugworm on the same Cox and Royal scratching hook for the top 2. So that's 2 up, 1 down. Snood lengths are exactly the same as on the other rig. So I just want to see whether there's really any difference. You never know. Hopefully one will pick up, maybe catch better than the other, but we'll find out shortly. Right, baits for today are some lugworm, fresh lugworm, which I picked up from Galston. This is just 1 lot. I've got a couple more lots in my bait bag, and also got 4 sort of bigger baits that I'll probably try later on once it sort of gets towards dusk maybe. There's a couple of squid there. I think there's some some squid and mackerel combo baits, and then just a couple of a couple of mackerel baits. So that's the bait for today. All being well, we'll get some fish. Lugwell are pretty good and nice and lively, so hopefully we'll catch something worth having. Right, while my tea's just brewing, get one of these, a little rattle on one of them rods. Let's have a look. A rattle on this right hand one. Yeah, I think there might be something on there. Feels like there's a little bit of weight on there. Not a lot of weight, but there is some. Well, there's a fish. There is a whiting. There we go, first fish of the day. Nice whiting on the top hook with the Cox and Royal scratching hook on, size 2. It's nicely hooked as well, so you should get this out, no problem at all. Swapped over both rods after the first cast, both had a whiting on. I've just sat down after casting the second rod out. I haven't had a chance to drink my cup of tea yet, but looks as if there could be a bite on one of them rods again. I'll just let it progress for a bit, but I'm fairly certain that's a bite. Let me turn the camera around and see whether I can get it. Ooh, that's definitely a bite. Don't know whether you'll be able to see it, but it's a definite bite. I think I better get it in. I think there's a fish on there. Feels like it probably is. Another white, I suspect. One thing, good thing, been no weed as yet. Definitely fish on here. And there we are. Another whiting. He's a lively fella too. I'm not certain where he's hooked actually. I think he swallowed it. Ooh. That looks as if it could be quite a long way in. We'll have a go, but I think this could be. Well, it did come out. Ooh, he's bleeding a lot, so I think this will be No, he's not that big. Want to have a quick, short, sharp knock on the head. Not a bad size, 28 centimetres. So I think I've had a 28, a 29 and a 30 or there and thereabouts with the first 3 casts. So not complaining about that. Again, that one was on, what one was it on? Top hook on just the ordinary 3 hook flapper. So that's 2 to the ordinary 3 hook flapper, 1 to the wire boomed rig and the circle hook, but he had swallowed the circle hook, so it didn't lip hook as it's supposed to. So we'll carry on and see what other results we get. But at least we got some fish, that's the main thing. Right, now I'm going to sit down and have a cup of tea. And as I say that rod is rattling again. Just had 3 whiting, one after the other. All decent sizes, 28 to 30 centimetres, so not bad size for whiting. I keep trying to have a cup of tea. I've had a quick slurp, but I feel I'm going to have to go and get that rod in again. I might just leave it and I can get, instead of getting singly, I can get 2 instead, or 3 even. But I'm fairly certain there's a fish on at least one of them rods. So let's have a slurp. I need this cup of tea. Boy, but that sun below, that's what's the temperature? 8 degrees. God, I feel more like sort of 70. I feel like summertime today. In fact, it'd be nice to get out in the wind a little bit, cool off. Stupidly, shouldn't be. Should be loving it really, but I'm a bit hot. No, I'm going to have to get that rod in. That keep nodding away, so let's go and get that in. Oh, I think they're both going now. Now, which one are we going to have first? This one? Yeah, second on there. Oh. There's definitely something on there. It's got quite heavy this time. Maybe the wrist too. Oh, a little dab. Oh, there is 2. Another whiting on the circle hook, and a little dab, by the looks of it, on the middle hook. Whoops, it's caught the line of me off the rod. So there we are. Nice little double shot. A little whiting though. Right, let's get in this other one that did have a knock on it. It seems to have gone quiet, but there might be one just sitting on it. As possible. Again, there feels like there's possibly something on it. Definitely something on it. Can't believe this afternoon. I had fish, at least one fish every cast. Yeah, there's a fish on there, alright. I think there's 2 actually. Right, another whiting on the top hook, on the J hook, and a dab on the circle hook, which is good. Now, the circle has worked this time, because dabs normally are quite likely to swallow the hook. Now, that is nicely lip hooked, so that is great news. Right, I've only just started to have a cup of tea. As soon as I sit down, the rod started going again. I've definitely got one on there, definitely. Ooh, ooh. I feel quite decent weight on here. Ooh, something a bit better than a whiting would be so nice. I bet it's not. It's quite heavy. This is just multiple fish on here. There you go. A treble, 2 whiting and a dab in the middle. What more do you want? That would be nice. But there you go, can't complain at this. And I think they're all pretty well lip hooked. Right, let's get these unhooked. So what we got? I'll get this dab first. He's not lip hooked, but it's not too badly in there. There he goes. That's him sorted. That's him off. And this one on the circle hook got a gob full of sand, but there's come off just like that. Right, let's get these measured to see what we got. I need to wipe my hands, really. What to do with it? Here it is. Right. You aren't going to keep still, are you? Using my old iPhone for these shots, which hasn't got face recognition on it, so it's a pain. You have to keep putting the passcode in. That's that one, and now the little dab. Nice little dab. Nice little size, 21. There you go. Right, let's get these all back. As they're all so lightly hooked, they should all survive, which is nice. Right, that's them all back. Now, bait up. I did eventually manage to have a cup of tea, but it was nearly cold. But there you go. You mustn't complain when you're catching all these fish. But something other than a whiting or a dab would be really nice. Right, get me baiting needle. Do like these baiting needles. Just make life, in my opinion, easier, he says. Can't get the worm on. There it go. And I do like these carbon fibre ones because they're nice and stiff. And they've got quite a big ferrule on the end, so you can even relatively easily, he says, bait up circle hooks with them. The circle hooks can be fiddly with this diddy little worm. Circle hooks can be tricky to bait up. The way things are going, I think you stick anything on these hooks and you'll catch something. There's still a bit left on there with the previous worm, so I don't think I should bother. think these little ones will do just fine. I don't think you need anything big on. But I can't remember the last time I got anything other than whiting and dabs. Something a bit different would be appreciated. A nice bass would be brilliant. But really, anything. That's the first lot of bait done. Put that in the rubbish box. Right, let's get this cast out. Now, I don't know how well you can see this, but there's obviously a sandbank out just in, well, not in front of me, but to my left, as far as I can see, all the way along, waves breaking out there, just below the horizon. And then there's a gap there, which goes along a bit further. And then, again, I don't know how well you can see it, but then as far as you can see to my right, it's waves breaking. So there must be a sandbank there, but seems to be a gap right in front of me. Whether I'm in a good place, I don't know, but I can't believe it. I had 1, 2 or 3 fish every cast so far, but at the moment it seems as if that's gone off at the minute. Tide's obviously on its way out, like I said, because that was about high tide when I got here. The bites seem to have dried up, whereas a little while ago, cast out, get back to my seat to sit down, and there'd be rod rattling away again with another whiting or a dab on. What did I say about going quiet? I thought it's time to reel them in, change baits. I had 3 whiting on one setup and a flounder on the other. Nothing big again, but couldn't believe it. 3 whiting and one flounder. So maybe it ain't gone as quiet as I thought. Whether they were just all hooked up and just sat there on, on the hooks. But I must say, just lower this down a bit. I must say, those scratching hooks, these Cox and Raw ones, the vast majority have been lip hooked, very easily unhooked as well. There's the micro barb on them, and the circle hooks, apart from one time when they got swallowed, have worked quite well and lip hooked. So I don't know whether it's the pattern of the hook rather than the standard J hooks that always seem the whiting seem to swallow. Today I'm getting 99% of them are just nicely lip hooked, which is great, because instead of having to knock them on the head, I did one that I had to knock on the head because I swallowed it right down, and I couldn't really get it out without sort of doing some damage. So, and people say just cut the hook off and leave the hook in there and that'll rust out. Well, I don't believe that really. Well, no way you can prove one way or the other, but you think if it's got a hook in its mouth or down in its, down its throat, how's it going to feed? Because that must obstruct it, and then you've got the damage it does as well. I mean, it might rust out eventually, but it's going to take a long while. So I've sort of come to the conclusion, if they swallow them really down and I struggle to get the hook out and they bleed in, then I'll just knock them on the head, and I'll either take them home and eat them myself or keep them and use them as bait. But today, apart from one whiting, everything's come unhooked really well. So I'm going to have another cup of tea, see whether I can have it this time, instead of taking me about an hour to drink it like last one, because I just, as soon as I cast out, I had to go and get them in again. Still, I mustn't complain about catching fish. Right, it's now 5:30 and it has gone quiet now. So reeled in, brought in both rods, and it's the first time I haven't had a fish on either, just clean hooks. So nothing at all in the last few casts. So that is a first. So as that's going to be quiet, it seems anyway, I've now put the third rod out, and I've put that out with chunk of mackerel on a pulley pennel, and we'll see what we get with that. I'd like to catch something. Dogfish should do anything, just something a bit different other than whiting and dabs, which seems to be all I've been catching for all winter. So what I want now is that rod with the old bit of mackerel on the pulley pennel. I'll see that. But I don't think I will, probably. I've started to pick up a bit of weed now as well. Nothing drastic, only bits and pieces on the line. But I just hope, I don't mind it like that. It's easy, it only takes a few seconds to pick it off. But if it gets any worse, that'll be annoying. But I've enjoyed it so far. So if I get anything else, I'll let you know. Right, 7:15. Sun's now setting. Oh, you can feel the difference in the temperature's dropping. Well, it's only dropped by a couple of degrees, but because there's no sun on you anymore, it feels like 6 degrees it is. That's really feeling like that now. Still keep getting the odd ones and twos of whiting. I've still only had 2 or 3 casts where I haven't had a fish on. One of the rods has gone mental again now. Certain that's only whiting bites. The one with a pulley pennel on, I had one really good bite on it, and it really was a good bite. That weren't a whiting, but unfortunately that didn't come or anything. So disappointed about that. I really thought I had a decent fish on there, but no, that didn't hook up, unfortunately. Anyway, I put a new bait on, cast it out again. We'll see what we get. But still getting, I think both the rods with the 3-hook flappers, they're still both tapping away. So I expect I've got some more fish on there, some more whiting, maybe a dab or 2. So it's been an absolutely brilliant day in terms of number of fish, if not the quality. Because like I say, I've lost count. There's, I don't know, I've no idea how many whiting I've had. Because like I say, I've had 1s, 2s, 3, sometimes 3s every cast near enough. So I had no idea how many I've had. I'll have to have when I watch back on this, I might get some sort of idea of how many I got, and I've been taking photos of some, but I think the biggest I've had is 30 centimetres or maybe a fraction more. But I put all of them back, bar a couple that were deeply hooked, which I just knocked on the head rather than rip them apart trying to get the hook out. But anyway, I'm now going to have my last cup of tea. I'm nearly out of bait. I've just got the remnants. I've probably got enough for, I don't know, maybe 1 more cast on each rod. And I've got 1 more bait left for the pulley pennel. So I reckon pulley pennel, I'll put that out. I'll change that over again in about 1/4 of an hour. So probably 8 o'clock time. Where do you think there'll be time to go home? Even before it gets dark. Which is a shame, because I'll probably find that fish will, some decent fish might come in then, even though it will be low tide. But even so, in terms of numbers, it's been a brilliant day. So, and if I get anything more, I'll let you know.
What is it? You get 1 or 2 rattles on the rods and you think, oh, just get filmed that. Put the video on. What happens? I don't move. I bet as soon as I turn this off, I'll get a bonk again. Oh, yeah, what do I think of it? What do I think of the hooks? Circle hooks any better than those cocks and raw, that deep hooking? Jury's still out on that. I had 1 or 2 dabs and whiting that swallowed the circle hook, so it didn't necessarily stop it completely. But there again, those cocks and rule hooks as well, a lot of those didn't get swallowed either. They were lip hooked as well, so don't know. Maybe what I need to do is do a complete set up with circle hooks, and one with those cocks and raw or just ordinary Aberdeens, and then see what the difference is then. Right, last casts are out. I think it's time to go home. It's getting dark now, as you can see. Hardly any wind now. And the sea's nice and flat, calm. So, shame to be going home in a way, although it is getting a bit chilly now. Still got my 3 rods out, but I'm going to start packing up all the other gear now. So, good night everyone. See you again soon. Right, okay, we're just packing up, last rod, and I got a nice little thornback ray. Brilliant. Just finished the day off real with a treat of getting a thornback. He's only small, about 30 centimetres across, so he's only a little tiddly thing. But even so, oh, brilliant. I'm really, really chuffed with that. So, finished off, really, really good day. So, oh, brilliant.